One worry about inflation is how easily it can become hyperinflation. That's where prices are rising so fast that people lose confidence in money as a medium of exchange, as a way of settling debts, as a way of selling and buying goods and services. The fastest ever known rate of inflation took place here in Hungary during the 1920s, 30s and 40s. The unit of account at that time was called the pengu. And hyperinflation was such that by the time we get to the 1940s, there were notes being printed by the government for 100 million billion pengos. One of the effects of rapid inflation means that the value of the currency internationally falls. So if we come back to this example of Hungary, in 1927, a US dollar exchanged for 5 pengus. By 1946, 1 US dollar bought 4.6 times 10 to the 29 pengus. That is to say, it bought 46 plus 28 zeros pengus. That is a serious rate of inflation.
In Western Europe, we've been accustomed to seeing price indexes rising by only a few percentage points a year. But there have been exceptions to this rule, not only in Hungary, but some countries have experienced hyperinflation in their history. One such country was Germany, now a prosperous, relatively low inflation economy. But let's look at the index numbers of German inflation for the period from 1914 to 23. Note how the base doesn't have to be a year-long period, or indeed be equal to 100. Here, it's a particular month, and the base period is given a value of 1. Let's get a sense of how fast prices were rising using the index above. If the German 1923 rate were to be repeated this year, we can work out what a typical good that cost £1 in July would cost by November. The current index is Pn over P0 times 100, which is 726,000,000,000,000, the November price, over 194,000,000, the July price index, which we then multiply by 100, which gives us 374,226,804. So the good whose price was £1 in July would, if the German 1923 rate of inflation were to take place in our economy, have a price now in November of £374,226,804.